Hello, guys. Happy Sunday. Thanks so much for coming in tonight. Hey, replay viewers, thanks for dropping by. And thanks, YouTube viewers, for being here. YouTube viewers, if you'd like to participate live in the chat down here, just join me on Periscope. Download the app to your phone or device and search for Penguin and Fish. I am here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central. All right, guys, we are starting a new block tonight. It is a little itty-bitty cupcake. So I'm going to flip you around and we'll get going. Howdy, people. Thanks for coming in tonight. Hope you had a great weekend. We're going to start block 63, a little cupcake as an applique. So we're going to do this tonight. I think we may be able to finish this in one night. That's going to be my goal. I think it's just quick and easy, big shapes. If we could finish this tonight, that would be awesome. That means we'd have several more days to just play around with some other unfinished blocks. So I think we're going to get started right now. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery and a fabric designer, and I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central. So, all right, guys, let's get going. I think I picked out some cute fabrics that feel cupcakey to me, and let's see how it goes. All right, I'm going to flip you around. So here we are. Okay, so here's my fabrics. I really wanted to use this fabric because it just feels just like candy, you know? So I thought I thought it'd go well with the whole cupcake thing. And then I saw this, and it has this metallic gold, these metallic gold pluses, and I thought the metallic was kind of like those tins, so I thought that was kind of cute. And then I did the white. We're going very kind of light. I'm a little ways from the whole blue thing here. But I thought we'd do this one for the frosting. It's like white frosting with little sprinkles or something on. And I thought the white you'd be able to see it against this light colored fabric just because it's that much lighter. And then the cute little heart, I thought we'd do, this is that red zigzag that I just love, but it kind of reads as a pink. And it kind of goes with these pinks here. So I thought this would be sweet and cute and a little subtle. It's not super contrasty. Like I could have done a really dark background and these would have all just popped because they're so light. But I kind of like that it's kind of all melding together in the lights and mediums range. So, all right, that's my plan for fabrics. We have all the pieces here. They designed this a little different than how we've done appliques in the past. A lot of times they'll have all these pieces separated, but instead she had the whole design kind of laid out how it's supposed to be laid out, and then just these dotted lines to show the rest of the piece. So, and this is reversed already, I think it says. Template in reverse, so that's good. So this is kind of meant to use that fusible web kind of process for the raw edge applique, and that's what we're going to do. And we're doing that for speed's sake, although now that I'm looking at this would be an adorable and probably pretty quick needle turn applique. You know, you got these kind of broad arcs and stuff. You're not going to have to deal with a whole lot of scary needle turn stuff. So if you're wanting to give needle turn applique a try, I think this would be kind of the perfect one to try it with. Oh yeah, so I mean, it's a little asymmetrical, but not a ton. So when we flip it, it'll be like this. But yeah, so this would be a great needle turn applique. But we're gonna do the fusible web version just to see if we can get it done. So I'm gonna just start by tracing it right away, and then I will press all my fabrics and do that all at once. So let's get this out. This is all I have left. A little piece we'll have enough for this applique, but man, I don't know if we'll have enough for a later applique. So this second page is just kind of for placement. I'm just going to set that aside while we work. All right. I am going to just trace these. And I think I'm going to do it the way where you just press the whole thing down. I'm not going to deal with where we cut out the inside a little bit. I think for speed's sake, I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to do the thing where each one of these pieces gets an entire piece of the, whatever this is, the fusible web. I can never remember the name of these things. There's just so many different kinds. So, all right, I'm going to trace this. And we've done this process before, so feel free to check out some of the earlier videos for the raw edge applique on Penguin and Fish movies on YouTube. I'm just going to kind of, I'll kind of explain what I'm doing a little bit, but I'm not going to get as in-depth tonight just because I want to go for speed. But I'm tracing all these shapes. There's just 3 shapes. I'm tracing it onto the paper side of the fusible web. You can tell which the paper side is because it's smoother than the fusible side. The fusible side is kind of rough. Can this fit in here? And I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch or so in between the shapes because I want a little bit of an edge once I cut these out. But I'm still trying to use the fusible as best I can. I think we're just gonna go there. So these are the lines that we will ultimately cut the fabric to. So I want to be kind of careful to get them, where I want. I'm tracing carefully still, even though I'm going kind of fast. So we had, today we had a kind of like a neighborhood fair. They shut down the road, like a pretty major road in our neighborhood, and people set up little tents, and there was food trucks and like BMX biking and a whole thing with like dog adoptions and just there's dogs everywhere. It's just kind of like a fun neighborhood fair, and man, it got to be summer again today. So we started walking it, and I knew right away, like, oh man, I'm going to be in trouble later today, just because I was just kind of overdressed, and, I didn't put any sunscreen on, and there was no shade at all, so I got pretty sunburned today, so we walked around for a couple hours, like 3 or 4 hours at this thing. And then I slept on the couch for the next 2 hours just because I was just sunburned, I think. But it was fun. It was fun to get out of the house, and, it felt like a Sunday, you know what I mean? Like, it felt like I did Sunday weekendy type stuff. I got a little work done in the morning, but it was fun to just be outside all day, even if it was so hot and sunny, and it was just beautiful, though. It was really, really, really a beautiful day, and perfect for a sidewalky fair. It was pretty fun. So, I got to pet puppies, and I got to pet kitties, so it's a good day. Little baby kitties. All right, so I'm cutting it out, and I'm leaving at least like a 1/16 of an inch edge here. That's just so when we fuse it, we'll get that little extra edge, so that when we cut our fabric out, we'll have a perfectly clean edge when we cut on our lines. So that's why we want to go a little over. That's why we left space in between these, so we could have a seam allowance basically on each. This is fusible web, fusible paper-backed web. I'm using, in particular, Wonder Under. You're looking for a fusible web, and specifically a paper-backed fusible web. And I'll have a link to this on the YouTube, but if you go down that aisle, that scary aisle that has all of the fusibles and interfaces and all these other random crazy things, what you're looking for is a paper-backed fusible web. And both sides are fusible, have fusible on it, but one side is covered in paper. So we're gonna fuse the side that's exposed, and once that side is fused, we're going to take the paper off, and then that will reveal the second side of the fusible, and then that's what we will fuse to the back of our background fabric. But yeah, so it's important that you find the paper backed stuff, because there's stuff without the paper backing. It's just fused on both sides, and you're not gonna be able to use it in the same way. And I think this is like a light fusible web, but the most important thing, it's paper-backed fusible web. And it'll probably say something on there like good for applique and that sort of thing. So that's what to look for. It can be a scary aisle for sure, at least for me. I mean, that's a whole world of needing to know exactly what you need. You know what I mean? And the difference between interfacing and, this fusible web and stabilizers and all that stuff. But yeah, paper-backed fusible web. Look for something that says great for applique. If you ask a person who works there, double check it yourself. Don't entirely trust them, because this is a difficult aisle, and not everyone knows what all this stuff means. So if they guide you somewhere, make sure you read the packaging and double check that it's a paper-backed fusible web. And, like this one, for example, is showing, like, oh, you can do applique on the back, So, again, this one's by Pellin, but yeah, paper-backed fusible web. Oh, you're buying your son's quilt and lost track of time. Well, that's perfectly okay, Janet. That's what Sundays are for. All right, we got our 3 pieces already. That was quick and easy. All right, so now I'm going to press these onto our fabric, and I'm also going to starch and cut our background fabric as well. I think I'll do that first, actually. Oh, not heavy duty. Okay, so I think this is a light. This is either a light or medium fusible, and it doesn't actually even say that on there. But if it says heavy, then, that's probably too much. Oh man, I can't believe how fast you're doing that elephant quilt. That's just kind of crazy. But it's cute with all the eyes and ears and all that stuff on. All right, so this is my background fabric. Now this is that, I think I'm gonna cut down here, that'll be easy. This is that fabric that's really gauzy. So I'm gonna really give it a good spray here. Oh, you're doing it for a quilt show. Well, that makes sense. All right, so I'm really getting this doused. That was actually probably a little much, but let's, oops, wow. And my iron's not quite awake yet. Falls asleep. Oh, end of October. Oh, that should give just enough time to quilt it and bind it. But yeah, that's cool. Sometimes it's good to have a deadline on those things. On quilts and projects. Sometimes that's helpful to get it done. Oh, are you showing it at the Houston Festival? Or at Quilt Market or festival, I suppose, maybe. Oh, just a local show. That's cool. That's a good time to do it when all that other stuff is going on. All right, I think we're good here. Yeah, we're dry. Great. All right, so I wouldn't say that. I mean, you know, it's just about putting it out there and experimenting and all that. Okay, let's. You know what? I'm gonna trim this. I'm gonna do one thing at a time here. So let's get these guys out of the way for a moment, and I'm going to trim. That's good. That's what counts. I'm going to trim this. So usually I would do the 7 inches by 7 inches so I can trim it down. I suppose maybe we should still do that. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna cut it already to the 6.5 by 6.5 inch, just because I have the ruler that makes it easy. I don't wanna putz with cutting 7 inches. Oh man, I feel lazy, but I'm gonna just go this route right away. And because there's only 3 pieces, so I don't expect it to pull in too much. And if it does, well. Oh, yes. That's a good point. So when you're using fusible, you have to fuse to the wrong side of the fabric for your first fusible. And last time we did an applique, man, I must have been super tired that day. I don't know. But, like, I fused it to the right side twice. So that was fun. Oh, that was the house applique. So yeah, let's not do that this time. That'd be good. Alright. Remove that. I'll trim this guy too. Alright, I'm going to rotate this. So the starch is definitely going to be helpful too, I think, to hold everything in place. Alright, that looks good. Nope, this fabric is not one of my designs. This is by Mona Luna. I just love this fabric. It's organic too, which is nice. Gotta get one of those. I know I do have to get one of those turntable mats. I know I've been looking at them. It's kind of on my list. I'm starting a list of things I want. Like I need like craft things. Like I need another. It's hard to believe, but I do need another embroidery. One of those bins where you can lay them all out. All your bobbins of embroidery floss. I actually need one more of those. I needed one more after I did all that sorting of them. Ugh, this is just so cute. All right, so that's done. I'm gonna throw that out of the way just so we don't have to deal with it right now. And let's go back to these guys. So let's just do these one at a time. Oh, the time-lapse video of me organizing it. Yeah, I started that and then I panicked a little because I'm like, oh my god, this is going to take forever. But, you know, luckily with the time-lapse, it took like an hour to put all those in the bins. It was kind of ridiculous. And I was going fast. I was making quick decisions. I wasn't putzing around with it, and it still took about an hour. All right, so I just pressed this just to get rid of the wrinkles. We are on the wrong side, so here's the right side. The right side's down. We want to press this onto the wrong side. So I'm going to, you know, I could fit it in, you know, angle it, but I do want those pluses to go in kind of an upright position. Let's go this way. Maybe that will waste a little less. So let's get it all the way on the ironing board. All right. Right like that looks good. So I'm going to, yeah, I'm not going to cut out the middle this time. You can cut out the middle so it's only grabbing around the edge, which is kind of nice because then it has a little bit of a floaty effect. But I decided tonight that's just going to take too much time. I'm just going to fuse the entire thing and just live with it. I think that's going to be okay too. But you know, it's just a choice. In this route, I'm gonna put it on a little longer there, but in this route, every single piece, the whole piece is gonna be stuck because it's all gonna have the glue. Yes, fun and done. That is exactly what we're doing here. And what's so funny is that the design with that cupcake, it's almost like screaming for the like fun and done. But yeah, all right. So I'm just holding this here for about 10 seconds. Look at your the packaging for whatever fusible you get and read the instructions there. I'm actually holding it longer than the instructions say just because we've done this a lot now, and I always feel like I need to hold it a little longer. So I think I'm going to actually cut it out right away too. We're going to just stick with one thing and cruise along with it. Oh, yay! You bought fabric for your next major quilt. That is always fun. It's always fun to make that decision on, this is my next project. So now I'm cutting really carefully along those pencil lines that I did. And I'm cutting carefully because these are going to be my final lines. It's raw edge applique, so your edges are going to be exposed, which is going to give it kind of, over time, it's going to get rougher and rougher. It'll be, you know, giving it that raw edge look. But yeah, I want to do like nice smooth cuts for this because all these edges and angles and everything are going to be seen. We'll just trim like that. Ladies of the Sea. Ooh, it's all hand applique like that, like a Baltimore quilt. Wow. Well, that's a project. Are you going to hand applique it all? All right, there we go. While I'm here, I'm gonna also trim off this paper stuff from my fabric because I don't want to. I'm gonna throw this away. I'm not gonna even keep it in my scraps because I don't want to accidentally have this pull off and it get on my iron. So I'm just going to toss this little edge that we ended up with. Wow, fabric's just going everywhere. Okay, there we go. That's garbage. Several years. 2 years till next quilt. Yeah, that's totally a several. That would be like a decade project for me, seriously. But how pretty that's gonna be. So you know what? I'm gonna try and pull off this paper right away too. We're gonna just do the whole thing piece by piece. So to get the paper off, you can just score it in the middle, like make an X. And yeah, great patience to do a whole thing. Well, even the elephant applique, I mean, that's pretty intense. So I can tell that I pressed it enough because it's sticking to the fabric. If I could feel it pulling up on the paper, then I would need to press it a little bit more. But it's feeling like it's transferred to the paper, and you'll be able to tell it's, you know, the fabric's got a plasticky feel to it now because the fusible has transferred. I like the challenge. Yeah, I would love to do a quilt like that sometime. We talked about like the Hawaiian quilts, which is kind of, you know, similar, like a kind of intense applique. Even in kind of like that snowflake pattern almost. I would love to start up a project like that. But, you know, I'm thinking I got to get through the Splendid Sampler first for a quilt project, and I got to get through my jean quilt first. I can't take on a whole nother giant quilt project until those two are done, I'm thinking. Oh, sitting and stitching by hand at night. Yep, that just sounds super duper lovely. Especially winter. You picked a good time to do it. You know, then you can just have it on your lap and be all toasty and then just stitch and watch movies. That sounds awesome. So, all right, this piece is all ready to go. So This is our right side, and then the wrong side has that fusible on it, and we remove the paper. So all we have to do now is fuse this to our backing fabric. So this guy's ready to go. Let's do some of these other pieces. All right. And I'm not going to do anything fancy for sewing this. Okay, I got to remember, do it on the wrong side. Just because, again, I want to kind of get this done. So I want to make sure I get a lot of these dots in it because that was going to be my sprinkles. But I'll use this area just because it's kind of a scrappy area. I just want to figure out where I kind of want to place this. I do like that some of this stuff is in here. Maybe we'll do it so a lot of that's on top. Like someone put a ton of sprinkles right on top and not as many sprinkles on the side. I kind of like that idea. So let's press this. There we are. I'm just kind of preheating it. If you do preheat it like that, you might find that this sticks right away. We're going to go right there, I think. Oh, it's going to be cute. All right. I'm just kind of tapping it down. This is kind of a big piece. All right, there. We'll just hang out here for a few seconds. And then we just have the cute little heart to do yet. Yeah, and then we fuse it all down, and, I think we'll get to the sewing tonight, but at worst, we'll just sew this up, tomorrow or something, and we'll be done. So this is a quick one, but I'm still shooting for tonight. Still hoping we can get this guy done tonight. It is fun. That's one thing about the Splendid Sampler. It really shows a huge range of just techniques and stuff, you know what I mean? So we have like things that take a long time, like some of the paper piecing and some of the embroidery, and then things that you can do super quick, like this applique. Although you can, extend this out and do all the hand work. There's just so many options, and the Splendid Sampler is really a broad showing of not all, but of a lot of options. So I think, I'm not positive, but I think I'm just going to do like a little zigzag with my gray thread. I also have a little blue thread. I'm thinking maybe I'll use this blue. But I'm not going to switch to that super thick stuff just because then I have to change needles and all that, the Aurifil 12 weight. I think I'm going to stick to the Aurifil 50 weight, the thin stuff. I think we're probably good. Just for the sake of, it's in my machine right now. Ooh, wow, that's hot. It's in my machine right now, and I think, for the sake of speed. All right, a little cooler. So I'm just gonna cut around this quick just so I'm not moving a giant piece around. 21 is designer's twin sister. Oh, yep. Yeah, so, these are twins. The designer of this one is Chris. Oh no, this is Kim. So Kim and I think Chris, they're twins, and they do crafty videos and like books and all that stuff, and they do it together. They're like this crafty duo, which is pretty neat. All right, I'm cutting really carefully on my line again. I'm just really trying to get nice curves here. Oh, do they have a shop too? I guess I didn't realize that. But yeah, I know they do a lot of video stuff, I think. I met them like, oh god, maybe almost 10 years ago now at a event somewhere. What needle am I using? You know what? I think I'm just using a universal, what is it, like 80 or something like that? I don't know. I'm not all that good at machine needles yet. That's something I gotta learn more about. I've actually learned a little bit about them already. Like I've done research and stuff on it, but it's kind of like a lot to remember. So I need, at least for me, like I need to look into it again and stuff. But when I use the 12 weight, which is thicker, did you using a 90? Well, the thicker stuff, I'm using 50 weight, which is the super thin stuff, and that's what I'm using, like a normal, like universal. I think I'm just, it's either the 70, 80, or 90. Again, I'm not quite positive which I have in here right now. But when I do use the 12 weight, which is that thick stuff that almost looks like embroidery floss, then I've been switching to either a quilting needle or a jean needle, which has, I think they have basically a bigger eye. So I can get that thread in there. All right, so here is this. They recommend a size 70 with 50 weight. Okay, that's good to know. I may have a 70 in here. I know I either have a 70, 80, or 90. So are 70s smaller than a 90 then? That's what I can't ever remember, is the direction the numbers go and what they all mean and stuff. So that's some research for me to do again. Yeah, so the 50 weight. So, with needles, it's like a hand needle. You're thinking about what thread you're using and what fabric you're going into. Oh, so 70 is smaller. So, so that would be great for my really thin thread. And a thinner needle, the thinner the better, because it's not going to punch as big of holes in my fabric. Use 90 most of the time with the 50 weight. I think, those are probably pretty close to being the same. And, I think, with the machine embroidery, they probably have even a much thinner needle. I'm not sure. Staticky. But yeah, with a jean needle, for example, that's got to be bigger to be tougher just to go through all that fabric. And a bigger eye for thicker thread. So this one, I can tell that I could have had it on the iron a little bit more. Some of it is still sticking to this paper, but we're gonna it's gonna be plenty fine for us, I'm pretty sure. Just this little rest of it here. Jean needle is sharp. Jean thread is thicker, so it needs a different size eye. And you'll notice, like with a leather needle, the shape of it is even different. It's got kind of like a triangular shaft to it, and that's to get through that leather and stuff, to kind of cut through that leather. All right, I'm trying to get this paper all thrown away right away. All right, so this guy's done. So now we just need to do the heart. I know, it's totally sticking to my hands. Okay, back up here. I think this fabric's so cute. Oh good, look, we got this little area down here we can use. Perfect. That will be just right. Feels so good to use fabric up too, like fabric that I've had sitting around forever. All right, good, this is gonna work just right. All right, there we are. When they put the tree up, oh, I guess I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, does like the tree stick to their hands or something? Or is it really sappy or something? Funny. I like Christmas trees. But yeah, the sap on Christmas trees just will ruin your coat. I've ruined a couple winter coats just with the sap. Oh man. So I rearranged, after I woke up from my sun coma today, I started rearranging our living room a little bit, and I'm not done yet. And the hubs is in a meeting, so he wasn't here while I was rearranging, and hopefully he doesn't come home until I'm done with it, because I have stuff everywhere. But man, it was dumb to try and think I could move the TV, because there are so many cords and so many things hooked up to other things. That took a lot longer than I thought, and I still have to hook more stuff back together, but I learned a lot about how things are hooked into other things. But oh my god, that is something I probably shouldn't have done, but oh well. I'm doing the whole, like, tidying up thing, so I'm just trying to change things up and make it a little cleaner and less junk and all that. And I got on a cleaning kick, but man, I should have maybe waited so I could do it all in one bout. Yes, he's the wire guy, the tech guy, the wire guy, the HDMI's gotta go in the whatever, and all these different things that are just terms that I hear a lot, but don't know what they do. And everything was all wrapped so nice, so whenever I moved one thing, everything came with, so that was like a big problem. So, I don't know, I think I got it under control now, but I still have to plug everything back in and vacuum and move some of this furniture that I kind of replaced with other things. So hopefully it looks decent afterwards. I don't know, it'd be a bummer to have done that and then us just go back to how it was, because I messed up the living room, so we'll see. Do that and watching the Packer-Viking game. I don't know, that might be over by now. It was halftime when I started here. Yeah, that's where I was getting. Sometimes it's just to where you just can't stand it and you have to do something, and that was today. So I cleaned up some things and moved a few things around and eliminated some things that it's 17-14. Oh man, are Packers winning? Because that's what I want. Rearranged our bedroom when my husband was no. Oh, I stumbled around in the dark. That's not cool. Oh no, Vikings are winning. Well, I suppose that's fine too, but not really. Oh well. I'm from Wisconsin, even though I'm in Minnesota now, so it's a big game for us. I don't ever watch really unless I'm at my parents' house, because they're way into it, and Packers for sure. But I'm kind of watching it just because it's the Vikings have a new stadium. And it's where the Super Bowl is going to be and stuff too. And this is the first game there, so I wanted to check it out. A house divided? Nah, we're not really divided at all. We just happen to be in enemy territory. That's all. I cheer for the Packers. And John, in theory, should be a Vikings fan, but he's unaffiliated. He's from North Dakota, and they didn't have their own football team, so the Vikings were the closest thing. So he's indifferent, which is perfect, which means he's Packers. We've decided for him. But all right, there's that piece. So let's. We have time to press this down yet, so let's do that. Gotta love the Packers. Oh man, it was kind of funny. At this, I'm gonna pull this way. At this sidewalk fair. Oh, Bears fan, oh my god. That's worse than being a Vikings fan. Oh goodness. Oh, Panthers. But at this sidewalk thing that we went to today, they were even yelling, or like for the BMX biking, they're like, how many Vikings fans are there? And so a few people cheered, and then they're like, how many, or what about Packers fans? And Packer fans cheered way more, you know, even in our little neighborhood. So I don't know. Packer fans are just better. The end. All right, so I'm just placing these on here. I'm kind of using this as a guide. Well, that's nice. So I'm just using this as a guide on where to overlap. Ohio State Buckeyes. All right. Throw this guy on a little topper. Oh, look at how cute! Oh my god. You guys are all spelling it wrong. 49ers, funny. All right. I think this is looking pretty decent. So one thing, you know, to keep in mind is I'm kind of centering it both horizontally and vertically. And I want to make sure that I don't have anything within that quarter seam allowance because that's going to be sewn into our quilt. So I don't want to like be placing the heart way up here because we're going to cut it off when we sew it into the quilt. So I'm just going to put it right there. I think we're centered enough. Oh, it's so cute. I like it. So now I'm just going to press it all down. Yeah, I kind of like that this thing's coming down on it. I think it's cute. So let's just press the whole thing down. So now that glue is on the opposite side, the wrong side of all of these fabrics. So I'm just kind of tacking it down. And then we'll sew these in place once they're kind of glued down. I mean, technically, you could just leave it like this and not sew it, but after a while, it would kind of pull up. So you do wanna sew it down somehow. You know what? I don't know if I even want to do a zigzag anymore. Maybe I'll just do a straight stitch. Yeah, zigzags are fun though. We'll do maybe just like a teeny tiny zigzag. So again, I'm just kind of holding this for the 10 seconds or so and just trying to get it in all the places. And again, you know, this is just holding it down for the time being, just enough. So, I mean, it's permanent, but I only need to do it enough so that I can sew it. Oh, it's so cute! All right, let's get rid of the iron. And now we just need to sew. Oh man, I like these colors. Okay. 15 more minutes. I think we can finish this. I think I am going to do a little zigzag. It'll add a little texture. Oh, you're done. Yay! Oh, you just finished your cupcake. Yeah, so it's you know, it's nice to have one of these ones every once in a while that you can finish in one bit. So, all right. I have this set up the same as I did last night. So I have to switch it to the zigzag. And I can show you that again. I'm going to take you guys off my tripod here. Ooh, I think if I can figure that how to do that. Oh, there we go. All right, we're recording again. So I'm going to have to edit videos together. But all right, so this is my machine here. Yep, oops. Yeah, it just stopped my whole entire camera. So here's that 1/12 of an inch. And this is the width up here, and this is the length. So the width right now I have on 0, which means I'm in a straight line. The moment I change it away from 0, we're making our stitch go back and forth. So this controls a zigzag. This is basically a zigzag with no width, so which makes it straight. So I think we're gonna let's try a 2. I think that's what we did last time, and it was pretty cute. And I'm going to want my zigzag, you know, tighter, closer together than just a normal stitch, which is farther apart. So I'm going to, again, make this smaller. The closer I get to 0, the smaller it is. So we're going to start there, and see how it goes. And then we can adjust from there. But that's how my machine works. All right, so let's hopefully not drop you guys again. Okay, so let's just do a test with one of our little enders here. All right, let's take a look at this. I need a little scissors. All right. So here's that stitch I just did. I think we can make it closer together. I like how little the width is though. I don't think I'm gonna go thicker than that, but I do want the stitches a little closer together, so I'm gonna make that bottom dial a little closer to the 0. Let's, these little pieces I think are not gonna work anymore. Let's do it on this scrap here. I'll just cut a little piece off of here. All right. Oop, gotta turn it on, I suppose. All right. Oh, I was moving that did not want to play nice with this fabric. So, all right, so that really pulled this fabric together, which makes me a little nervous since this is the fabric we're going to be using. It's just really gauzy fabric. So I think I'm going to just, well, I think it's kind of cute though, like that with, we're going to get a little sturdier with this. I suppose I could try the thing where I put the paper behind it too, but we did starch this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this bottom one like how we have it now, and if it just totally messes up, we'll take it out and we'll adjust accordingly. But I'm gonna just wing it, see if it goes. Yep, I'm going through layers, so it will be stiffer. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, it feels better for sure. All right, let's rotate. And I'm just using this gray, which will be subtle. Like I'm not using a really dark color or anything like that. All right, pivot again. Oh yeah, it's coming out. Nice. It is pulling a little bit, like how I said it might, but I don't think, just because our pieces are so big, I don't think it's going to pull enough that it's going to cause us too much trouble. All right. What about using an iron-on stabilizer? So I could do that, do an iron-on stabilizer on the back of the whole thing, but I just thought, you know, this is sturdy enough with the fusible that I think we're going to be fine. So I'm just kind of risking it. All right, so I'm going to quickly just trim off these little bits, and then I'll show you, and we'll keep going. The next part, I'm going from the things that are furthest in the distance to the things that are closest. So I'm going to do this first, the cupcake base, and then since the frosting is overlapping it, I'm gonna do that second, and that'll help cover up where when it meets these edges, it'll cover up these stitches, and then I'm gonna do the heart last since that's on the top. Oh, did I cut this side already? Yeah. Okay. So here we are. I think that's just looking cute enough. We got a little cute zigzag, but it's really subtle. We're not calling it out at all. It's just, we're still letting all these guys shine, but it is kind of cute. Kind of blends in the background a little bit. I like it. it's subtle and sweet, I think, which is kind of how this whole piece is. So, all right, now I'm going to start here and loop around our little frosting bits. So let's do that. And normally I would back tack, but I forgot to do it here. And then I was thinking, well, I don't really need to back tack these because I'm going to be sewing over it right here. And I'm going to be sewing over these two as well, the start and the end of this frosting. So that's going to kind of secure the stitches. But I might back tack the heart. The nice thing about this tight zigzag is that the stitching is slow, so I can guide it through pretty easily. We're getting to some of these tighter curves. And you could change colors. I'm going to pivot a little because this is a tight curve. I'm going to do that again. You can change colors of threads and stuff on all these. Like you could make it match your frosting or your little tin, but I'm using all the same. All right, I'm going to have to pivot again. There we go. This is a pretty tight curve too. We're going to help it along by pivoting. You know, and really it's probably time for me to switch my needles anyway. Maybe after this block I'll switch needles because we've been sewing with this one for a while. And in theory you're supposed to switch them. You know, pretty often actually. And you know, we've been sewing every night, so it's probably time to switch. I gotta switch blades too on my rotary cutter, I think. Yeah, I think we'll probably be fine in there. All right, so I'm gonna trim these up. So again, it is pulling a little, but I think we'll be able to press a little bit of that out. Oh, it's looking so cute with this little zigzag though. I'm totally digging it. And we're so gonna get this done tonight, and that's awesome. Happy, happy. All right. Last one here. So now we just have the little heart to go. Here's the stitching on that. I just think it's so sweet. Little gray stitches. All right, so let's see. I think I'm gonna start, maybe I'll start on the side here, and we'll go around, and then I'll tack it down here. I think we'll start. Maybe we'll start right there where it kind of crosses over. But I think I'm gonna back tack this, so I'm just gonna go backwards a couple stitches. That'll kind of hold things in place. So this is a tighter curve, so I may have to do this whole pivoting a bit more. Alright, I'm coming to that middle point. Alright. Coming around the second curve. Just pivot a little on there. I suppose it's okay if the Vikings win in their own stadium in their first game. I suppose that's allowed. Alright, last again, and we're good. Let's pull this off and see what we got. So I'll press this quick, and that'll be that. It's already trimmed to size, basically. We can check. By the time you reach block 100, you'll have, you'll be able to do a couple blocks in an hour. Well, a couple of these blocks, maybe. Yeah, I don't think we'll be stitching together our 100 blocks right away, just because I'm so far behind. But there we go! Oh, it's so cute. I love it. It's just so subtle and sweet. You know what? It's so simple, but I just kind of am way into this one. It's just so funny. The ones that I like, you know, I like everyone when we get it, but I'm going to press it. These applique ones, which I never thought I would entirely like when I started the Splendid Sampler, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like all these appliques. I am liking every single one that we do and falling in love with every single one that we do, so that's just kind of funny. But yeah, this was quick. I mean, this would be great if you just wanted to make a quick quilt with a bunch of cupcakes all over it. I mean, heck, this is the way to do it for sure. Could you imagine a quilt with all different cupcakes? How sweet that would be. All right, here we are, guys. Done. A whole block, and we didn't even go over. We're like right on the button here. There's a little bit of puckering here. I might, you know what? I'm just gonna spray this whole thing down. Let's see how that goes. I don't think I've sprayed anything that has that usable on, so maybe this isn't the best idea. Yeah, I want to gift for a baker. How cute would that be? That would be so sweet. Someone who loves to bake and just give them a quilt all with little cupcakes. Oh, I love that idea. I think that's so sweet. And this is just such a cute cupcake, too. Just different colored frostings. You could do chocolate ones and vanilla ones. So fun. All right. I am calling it officially done. Here we go. Love it. So fun. And I think that's nice. Just a little subtle outline. That's perfectly fine. Does the job. Oh, I kind of went over funny here, but that's okay. All right. I'm going to flip you around, and we will call it an evening. Hey there, guys. Oh, little girl's baby clothes. Aw, it would be, that on like a t-shirt would be so cute. Yeah, you could sew this onto a little, like a onesie or a little kid shirt. But there we are. That looks just festive and cute and sweet. I love it. And perfect. Now I want a cupcake. So, all right, guys. This will go up on YouTube tonight, or probably early tomorrow morning at Penguin and Fish Movies. And I'll have to combine my two movies. I'll have to edit them together since it stopped when I dropped the phone. But we'll get that up, and we'll have Monday, which is tomorrow. We'll have to pick another block to work on. And Tuesday is my class, so I won't be here on Tuesday, but then we'll have Wednesday too, so we'll have 2 full nights to catch up on something. We'll see. I'll have to dig through the blocks, our unfinished blocks, and see what we got. But all right, guys, thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your weekend evening, and I hope you guys have a great start to your week tomorrow. So, good night. See you later.